Thanks for staying with us here on Joy News Prime. Now, the Ghana Importers and Exporters Association say consumers should brace themselves to pay more for the goods and services due to the consistent depreciation of the Ghana Cedi. The Cedi is currently trading beyond 7 cedis for $1, with experts warning it could hit 8 cedis to $1 by the second quarter at its current rate of fall. Speaking to Joy News, the Executive Secretary of the Ghana Importers and Exporters Association, Samson Awingobit, explained that businesses would have to pass on the additional cost to consumers.
Business community are worried, and the consumers should be worried about it, because at the end of the day, if an importer will have to hustle through to go and bring goods under this high cost rate of the dollar to Ghana Cedi of 7.4 as we speak, it tells you that goods and services prices will have to go up high, and that will not be well for the Ghanaian consuming public looking at the economic situation of the ordinary Ghanaian. I strongly believe that our call that majority of our import is coming from China market, and so there's no need for any Ghanaian business person to say I'm traveling to China to buy goods, and you put your fiscal cash at your commercial bank facing dollar. We should instead of the Bank of Ghana or the government making Chinese yuan available. So far as you fill your form and indicate that this supply is going to China, there's no need running for dollar before you get it to China and you have to change to Chinese yuan. I strongly believe that is the way to go to. So to make Chinese yuan available in the market.
You know, the Ghana Union of Traders, that's GUTA, says that depreciation of the cedi is taking a toll on their capital, which has been depleted by about 16%. We'll speak shortly to the Executive Secretary of the Association, Samson Asaki Awingobit. But first, my colleague Kweku Asante joins me via Zoom with a copy of the GUTA statement explaining their plight. Kweku, how exactly do the members say about 16% of their capital has been lost?
So, Ernest, according to the Ghana Union of Traders Association, from December 2021 to date, their capital has been depleted by 16%, and they go on to explain that when the rate of the dollar was 6.4%, a trader could use 640,000 Ghana cedis to buy $100,000 worth of goods. But as of the current rate, which is about 7.6 cedis to the dollar, the same 640,000 Ghana cedis can only buy $84,000 worth of goods. And so they are making a loss of about $16,000, which computes to about 16% in terms of depletion of their capital. And so they are calling on government to, as a matter of urgency, take steps that can fix the free fall of the cedi. They go on to say that about $100,000 that was needed to buy some of the products, traders will have to go and find around 120,000 cedis to now supplement their capital to be able to do business. And they are claiming that a lot of businesses are falling by the way, and they want government to fix this ASAP.
Kweku, thank you very much for bringing us details of that GUTA statement in which they talk about their capital depleting. So how can government address this situation? Let's go onto the phone lines now and speak to the chairman or the president of the Importers and Exporters Association, Samson Asaki Awingobit. He joins us on the phone. Well, we seem to have lost him on the line, but essentially they're saying that they would have to pass on the extra cost to consumers because this would definitely affect their business, and that's the only way they can keep themselves in business. Samson Asaki Awingobit will join us shortly. Earlier you heard from him talking about the impact of the depreciation of the Ghana cedi. But let's get some more detail from him. He is with us on the line. Thank you very much, Samson Awingobit, for joining us here on Joy News Prime. So tell us how this is affecting you and what you think can be done to help your business.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Awingobit.
Good. So, if you can ask the question again, please.
Yeah, so you say that the depreciation of the cedi is affecting your business and you'd have to pass on the extra cost of doing business to the consumer. We're asking you to give us some more detail about exactly how the depreciation is affecting your business and what you think can be done for you to keep you in business and also to cushion the consumer.
Well, it's a dire situation at the moment that currently, as we speak, the Ghanaian cedi is kept on depreciating, and as we speak, cedi is going, $1 is going for 7.4 Ghana cedi, open amount, just using $1. For the business community, I mean, those who have bought goods in their warehouses, they're in their cold stores, they will have to reprice it. Other than that, many of them, beginning of this year, never thought that the dollar will hit 7 cities, let alone 7 point plus. And so, strategically, all prices would make losses if one does not adjust. As we speak, if you cannot adjust between 7.6, 7.7, and of course 8 cities, then by the time one will finish selling by the end of this March, and then probably we don't know where the future is, where dollar will be rising to. And so if what is happening now, kind of, is that if you compare today's date and the period of today's first quarter, and you compare with 2021 first quarter by this time, the rate to $1 was around 4 point something. At that time, if one was using 100,000 Ghana cedis to go and buy goods from Europe or whatever, and wanted to change into forex currency, for that matter, the dollar, you were getting almost about $50,000 from 100,000 Ghana cedis. As you speak, with 7.4, you cannot tell me that you will still have that changing from 100,000 Ghana cedis, and you will realize, or you will get 50,000 USD to go and bring container. Now, what it means is that if that same importer can no longer bring, if you use $50,000 to go and bring 3 containers and pay duty on these 3 containers, now one is end up bringing just 1.5 containers. So the importer has a challenges too. The government is also going to lose revenue, because if one can no longer bring 3 containers, it tells you that by the end of the year, if GRA would make their financial analysis, you will realize that they will not meet the target that they set for themselves.
Definitely. But do you have suggestions on the way forward? Because this is a sector that you work in. You've been there for some time now, and you've seen similar incidents in time past where we had difficulty with the cedi. Do you have any suggestions on how you can be helped?
Well, we have been telling government that there's a need for government to put a seal on this dollarization issue.
Okay.
If we are, as we speak now, if we are trading at 7.4, let's make sure that 7.4 for the next 1 month, or for the next 2 months, or for the next 3 months. Okay. They will know the government is able to do something about it. Business people can plan. Or government should also survey, not get survey. The statistics is available, showing that many Ghanaians go to China to do trade. If that's the case, why should one go into China to convert Ghana cedis into dollars, get to China, and China will convert it to yuan? Why can't government make the Chinese yuan available in the computer bank? So that if you come to do the transfer and you are filling the form, you will indicate where your supplier is. Is in China, is in UK, or is in the US? In the US, they need US dollar. If in Germany, they do whatever. If in China, you need Chinese yuan. Chinese yuan is available in the computer bank. Straight away, you transfer to pay your supplier. So for us, we strongly believe the government itself know, unless someone is benefiting somewhere, that the cities should continue to depreciate, then they will get profit somewhere. Other than that, I strongly believe that what is happening is going to hurt government, it's going to hurt consumers, because the people who have their cargo in the market, if they are pricing it during the first quarter from January, and we're anticipating that by the end of March, the dollar will not hit 7 cedis to our Ghana cedis. $1 will not hit 7 cedis. Great. So you price your goods around 7 or 7.1 or 7.2. As we speak, $1 is now going for 7.4. So where do you go?
So 2 very important suggestions there. Mr. Wingobit, I want to thank you for your time here on Joy News Prime. That's the Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. You're watching Joy News Prime with me, Ernest Minu. We have some more stories for you. So how can government arrest the Cedi and minimize the impact on consumers? Let's talk to a member of the Committee on Finance in Parliament, Dr. Stephen Amwa. He's also MP for Insha. So, Dr. Amwa, thank you for your time on Johnny's Prime. So we had that from Samson Asakia Wingobit, who talks about the pricing of the Cedi and also government pumping some more Chinese yuan into the economy to help stabilize their businesses. What do you make of this suggestion?
Thank you very much. I think what they are saying makes sense. But boss, I beg you respectfully, for how long are we going to do this cyclical approach to solving currency issues in Ghana, and people are not allowed to actually come out with what will help us as a country to once and for all deal with this situation? The problem is all governments, including present government in the past, have been adopting short-term approach. They don't work anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. So if we're talking about solutions, first thing that we should think about is a long-term approach. That one, let's put it aside. Secondly, we should also understand the top currencies that are globally tradable. I mean, on the global market.
Yeah.
Even that one, the Chinese yen is not part. I'm not saying it's not important. Surprisingly, you can talk of the US dollar, you talk about the euro, you talk about Japanese yen, you talk about the pound, you talk about Swiss franc, you talk about Canadian dollar, Australian, even South African currency. So we call something common currency zones or common zone currencies that are mostly tradable on the globe. So even the Chinese themselves, they are more into the tradable currencies than even the yen. So what they are saying is not a problem. I think what the government has to try and do in the short term, apart from sometimes they push in some dollars and maybe syndicated loans to mitigate the situation, whether in this or MPP, is first to think of how the government can hedge most of the world tradable commodities, especially the petroleum products, things that we need inevitably on the globe, whose prices will affect our currency, will push us to demand for more to go and buy them.
But hedging, for instance, when it comes to fuel, would require that we raise some huge capital. Do we have, that much in the economy in terms of the liquidity to deal with it?
Let me tell you, hedging, it depends. If you use option, I understand what you're saying, but if you use option, you pay premium. And the premium is said that when the oil prices go even rises up into the sky, like, I mean, outrageously, and you cannot afford, you decide not to exercise, not to even purchase. If it comes down, you purchase and you make profit. Two, the GUTA, that is Ghana Union Traders Association themselves, and other importers in our country should also begin to work with the Ghanaian banks to also hedge their currencies. Okay. Elsewhere, it is done. You can hedge dollar for about over 6 months or even 1 year. And you have to integrate that margin into your profitability analysis so that whether it goes up or down, it doesn't affect your profitability. We need to, the fact of the matter is that there are a lot of good people in this country that are not allowed to work, whether within the private sector or within various governments. People are making money out of this, especially within the private sector, because some also think this is something good for them. But they are forgetting the fact that it is impacting negatively our importation prices or cost. And that is actually translated or transferred onto the former consumer, and it's giving us this hardship. So the fact of the matter is that, to me, 3 things are very important.
Okay.
One, we should begin to develop a long-term approach. I say this, there are a lot of things used daily in Ghana here that we don't even have to import one unit of those things. Why do we import orange juice, banana juice, apple juice, pineapple juice? Why? These things do not even require complex value chains.
Okay.
You only need land and machines with high capacity.
And Dr. Amwa, because we're running out of time, what are the other 2 that you think we should
The other 2 is what I said. Government should begin in collaboration with other stakeholder bodies such as the Bank of Ghana themselves, the banking industries, finance ministry, begin to find out and work out another alternative model of hedging some of the commodities, which put pressure on the government and see whether pros and cons will help us. And then the banking industry, in collaboration with the AGIs and the GUTAs and all those importers, should also plan our market such that we will have a platform that will help us hedge our currencies as importers. So that situations
Dr. Amwa, I'm grateful for your insight in this issue. We're grateful that you could join us via Zoom on this issue of the Cedi depreciation. You're watching Join News Prime with me, Ernest Minu.